internet feuds, there are rap feuds, and then there are situations that leave people genuinely concerned about where things could go next. Over the last few days, a growing number of fans have been watching the escalating back and forth between Charleston White and Honeycomb Brazy. What started as another online disagreement has now evolved into a public war of words filled with emotional reactions, personal attacks, and statements that many viewers believe crossed a serious line. Now, to be clear, we're discussing public comments and reactions that have been shared online. But what has people talking isn't just the insults. It's the fact that both sides appear completely unwilling to back down. And after a recent interview involving Honeycomb Brazy, followed by Charleston White's response, social media has been flooded with people asking the same question. Has this beef gone too far? Because once family tragedies get brought into the conversation, things can stop feeling like entertainment and start feeling personal. And that's exactly why this story has exploded online.
Charleston White is in a world of trouble. He may have just talked himself into something that I don't think he's prepared for. Charleston White is currently beefing with this rapper Honeycomb Brazy. Now, Honeycomb Brazy did a Vlad TV interview, and this Vlad TV interview has escalated the beef with Honeycomb Brazy and Charleston White to a point of no return, and is actually getting really dangerous really quickly.
Because in 2008, your dad gets a life sentence for armed robbery and attempted murder.
Yeah. And he caught that case 2008. He ended up getting the time, like, while he was catching that case right there, then when he was like, oh, my cousin just got the money out the refrigerator, he telling me all these lies and I'm a baby. I don't my dad to come like, how to call my phone out of everybody. I'm 13 years old, even goddamn long. Like, you feel me? I ain't make it to high school, you calling my got me crashing out. I done crashed, I ain't go to high school enough of this. And now you get locked up, kill my grandma and granddad. I'm telling you the same. Hey, Pop, go. You need to, my grandma them dead, go. That boy, I ain't trying to go back to lock up. What? You trying to go back to lock up? I already locked up. The talking about jail, dumbass. I had a prison, though. They make you think you out of jail when you in jail. How the talking about you don't want to go back to jail? You been gone 19 years. What talking about you still in jail? Oh, he talking about the lockup cell. I said the lockup cell. I said, that's another part of the jail. What the you talking about? Still jail. Every day count, bro. It is what it is. But on me, like, I can't see, like, is that certain I die by it. I die by it. I go to jail for it. I don't give a The police know me. They know, like, hey, Brazy gonna go to jail for that. But that's Honeycomb, we know that. So I expect the world to know me, like, if I see Charlie, I'm gonna slap his head out type. Like, the world supposed to know that. This is when the world supposed to know. Like,
that interview immediately caught people's attention. Not because it sounded like a typical rap beef, and not because it felt like somebody trying to create a viral moment. What stood out to many viewers was how emotional the conversation became whenever Honeycomb Brazy discussed his family. Throughout the interview, he repeatedly referenced the impact that past events had on his life and how those experiences shaped the person he became. Whether people agree with him or disagree with him, one thing became obvious very quickly. This wasn't a topic he viewed casually. And that's important because understanding that emotional connection helps explain why so many fans reacted strongly to everything that happened afterward. Many viewers listening to the interview felt that Honeycomb Brazy wasn't talking about internet drama. He was talking about real pain, real memories, and real emotions. Now, that's where things become complicated, because when emotions are involved, logic often takes a back seat. People stop thinking about consequences, they stop thinking about public perception, and they start reacting based on how they feel. That doesn't automatically mean something bad will happen, but it does mean situations can escalate much faster than people expect. And according to many fans, the first sign of that escalation appeared when Honeycomb Brazy began speaking directly about Charleston White.
I go to jail for it. I don't give a The police know me. They know, like, hey, Brazy gonna go to jail for that. But that's Honeycomb, we know that. So I expect the world to know me, like, if I see Charlie, I'm gonna slap his head out type. Like, the world supposed to know that. This is when the world supposed to know, like.
That short clip quickly spread across social media. Thousands of comments appeared almost immediately. Some people dismissed it as frustration. Others viewed it as a warning sign. But regardless of how viewers interpreted it, one thing became clear. The tension between these two men was no longer theoretical. People weren't discussing a possible disagreement. They were discussing an active conflict. And whenever public conflicts reach that point, every new statement becomes magnified. Every interview gets analyzed. Every live stream gets clipped. Every comment section becomes a battlefield. That's exactly what happened here. Because instead of fading away, the situation got even bigger after Charleston White responded. And according to many viewers, that's when the conversation took a dramatic turn.
Honeycomb Brazy, I bet your grandmama turning over in her grave trying to get the help. I'm sure she probably not in heaven yet. It probably was a delay. Yeah, they probably delayed her man for getting there. I bet your grandmama, I bet your mama and them is mad. You done got big mama and them and big daddy and them killed, and you can't get no rewards for nothing. If I was your cousin, I'd kill you. If I was your cousin or your uncle, I'd kill you. You done got grandmama and got the hair blew up by the oxygen tank machine. Now you done got grandmama and you out here doing this stupid and can't make no money. Got the family looking crazy. Yeah.
This was the moment that generated some of the strongest reactions online. Supporters of Charleston White argued that he's known for saying controversial things and pushing boundaries. Critics argued that this time was different. Why? Because many people felt the conversation had moved away from insults and into deeply personal territory. And that's a distinction that matters. For years, Charleston White has built a reputation around saying things that most public figures would never say. Some fans appreciate that. Others strongly dislike it. But almost everyone agrees on one thing. He knows how to get attention. The question many viewers started asking wasn't whether Charleston White was being controversial. The question was whether he had chosen the wrong target this time. Because social media users immediately began pointing out that Honeycomb Brazy had already made it clear how emotional these topics were for him. And when people feel like someone is attacking their deepest wounds, they often respond differently than they would to normal criticism. That's why comment sections started filling with concern. Not entertainment, concern. People weren't arguing about who won the exchange. They were asking where the exchange might lead next. And unfortunately, things became even more intense after another round of public responses.
And to make fun of the grandparents dying in that fashion. Now, if they passed away on some natural causes, but the ops pulled up, shot up the house, hit some gas tanks, the house blew up in flames, the grandparents died in the fire. He's already effed up by that. He's already angry about that. You don't want to antagonize somebody who's clearly not mentally well. Honeycomb Brazy is unwell. He's mentally ill.
This is where the entire story starts feeling less like internet content and more like a cautionary tale about social media. Because modern platforms reward escalation. The more outrageous something sounds, the more likely it is to be shared. The more emotional a reaction becomes, the more likely it is to trend. And before anyone realizes what's happening, a disagreement that could have stayed online suddenly becomes the biggest topic in a community. Many fans watching this unfold began noticing that neither side appeared interested in slowing things down. Instead, each response seemed to generate an even stronger reaction. And that's exactly what worried people. Because history has shown that when pride enters the equation, backing down becomes difficult. Nobody wants to look weak. Nobody wants to appear scared. Nobody wants to give the other side a perceived victory. So the cycle continues. One statement leads to another. One clip leads to another. One controversy creates the next controversy. And according to many viewers, that's exactly what happened here. Because the next comments made by Charleston White quickly became some of the most discussed parts of this entire story.
Brazy, listen. You ain't done nothing about your grandmama being killed.
If I see Charleston White, I'm gonna slap his head out type.
So you want me to think you gonna slap me? When you see me, I'm either gonna shoot you, cause you in Texas, I'm in Texas. I'm not a convicted felon, you're a convicted felon. I'm just gonna tell you like this, I'm gonna kill you. And I kill your mama ass too. I heard that they're talking too. I kill you, hit you right in your motherfucking jaw. You can't get past none of this. You can't, I'm crazy. Well, I'm glad to know that you're crazy. So when I see you, I'm gonna shoot you. You can't see me in Texas. I'm gonna kill you like this.
The internet reacted immediately. Within hours, clips were spreading across multiple platforms. Reaction channels discussed it, commentators debated it, fans argued over it, and people on both sides began offering their opinions about what those statements meant. Some viewers believed Charleston White was simply talking tough online. Others argued that public statements carry consequences regardless of intent. But what made the situation especially controversial was how many people felt the conflict had now reached a level where neither side appeared willing to compromise. And that's a dangerous place for any public feud to reach. Because once two individuals begin responding directly to one another, the pressure to keep responding often increases. Every new comment creates expectations. Every reaction creates headlines. Every headline creates more attention. And attention can sometimes make people double down on positions they otherwise might have walked away from. That doesn't mean something serious will happen, but it does explain why so many viewers started expressing concern, especially after Honeycomb Brazy's next response.
Man, I'm so goddamn scared. Charleston White said he gonna shoot me when he see me, bro. So I got the right to kill him too, right? He say he gonna kill me on camera, right, y'all? So I got the right to blow this head on it, cause I'm scarier than a motherfucker right now.
This response immediately fueled another wave of discussion. By this point, the conversation wasn't about who started the feud. It wasn't about who won the argument, and it wasn't about who had the better comeback. The conversation had shifted towards something much bigger. People were asking whether this entire situation had become unhealthy, because every new clip seemed more intense than the last. Every reaction seemed more emotional, and every headline seemed more alarming. One of the most common comments appearing online was simple: "This needs to stop." Not because people suddenly agreed with one side or the other, but because many viewers felt the conflict was no longer entertaining. It was becoming uncomfortable. And that's a major difference. Entertainment attracts attention. Concern changes the conversation completely. One reason this story has gained so much attention is Charleston White's public reputation. Over the years, he has developed a unique brand built around controversy. Supporters view him as fearless. Critics view him as provocative. But regardless of where someone stands, very few people would argue that Charleston White avoids conflict. At the same time, Honeycomb Brazy has built a reputation for being extremely direct and emotional when discussing personal matters. So when these two personalities collide, it's almost inevitable that strong reactions will follow. The problem is that strong reactions can sometimes create expectations. Fans start choosing sides. Comment sections become divided, and suddenly a disagreement becomes something larger than either individual. That's why so many people are paying attention right now. Not because they necessarily support one side, but because they're curious about what happens next. Will someone step back? Will tensions cool down? Or will the cycle continue? At this point, nobody really knows. What we do know is that the internet is watching closely, and every new statement is being analyzed in real time. For now, all anyone can do is hope the situation stays online and doesn't escalate further. Because regardless of opinions, most people agree on one thing: internet feuds are at their best when they remain internet feuds. But what do you think? Has this situation gone too far? Or is social media simply amplifying another conflict that will eventually fade away? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if new developments emerge, we'll be covering them right here. Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.